The world of reality television is built on drama, emotion, and unforgettable personalities. But sometimes the stories that unfold after the cameras stop rolling become far more heartbreaking than anything viewers could imagine. One such tragedy surrounds Leida Margaretha, a controversial figure from the hit reality series 90 Day Fiancé. What began as another chapter in the lives of reality TV personalities has turned into a deeply troubling and emotional story that has left fans shocked and searching for answers. A love story that once captivated viewers. When Leida Margaretha first appeared on 90 Day Fiancé, she quickly became one of the most talked about cast members. Her relationship with Eric Rosenbrook unfolded in front of millions of viewers. Their story was filled with arguments, emotional confrontations, and cultural clashes. Some fans rooted for them, hoping love would triumph over chaos. Others criticized the couple's intense conflicts. Despite the drama, Leida and Eric married and attempted to build a life together in the United States. For a time, it seemed like their story might finally settle into something calmer away from the spotlight. But reality had other plans. A new beginning, or so it seemed. In 2025, the couple welcomed a baby girl into the world, a tiny life that many hoped would bring peace to their turbulent relationship. Friends and fans believed the baby could mark a fresh start. For a brief moment, there was hope. The newborn, named Elisa, represented something pure and new. Photos and updates about the infant circulated online, and supporters sent messages of congratulations. Yet behind the scenes, troubling signs were quietly emerging. The day everything changed. One summer day in early July 2025, a terrifying medical emergency occurred. The baby was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries. Doctors fought desperately to save her life. But the fight ended in tragedy. Just days later, the 5-week-old infant passed away. The news spread quickly across the internet. Fans of the show were stunned. Even those who had once criticized Leida felt the overwhelming weight of grief surrounding the loss of such a young life. An infant's death is always devastating, but questions soon began to surface. What happened? How could such a tragedy occur? And most importantly, could it have been prevented? Investigators began asking questions. Authorities quickly launched an investigation into the infant's death. Medical professionals examined the injuries and began trying to determine exactly how they occurred. Early findings suggested the situation might be more complicated than a tragic accident. Reports later indicated that the injuries were severe enough to raise serious concerns among investigators. Medical examiners and child welfare officials carefully reviewed hospital records, medical evidence, and witness statements. Each new detail only deepened the mystery. The case slowly transformed from a heartbreaking tragedy into a disturbing investigation. A chilling determination. Months later, officials released a shocking assessment. Investigators concluded that the baby's death had been ruled non-accidental. The determination suggested the injuries were not the result of a simple accident, but were consistent with physical trauma. The report stunned the reality TV community. Fans who had followed Leida's story for years struggled to process the news. Social media exploded with speculation, debates, and emotional reactions. Some demanded justice. Others urged caution, reminding everyone that investigations take time. A case still unfolding. Despite the disturbing findings, the situation remains legally complex. Authorities have stated that the investigation is still ongoing and that final determinations, including possible criminal charges, have not yet been completed. Autopsy results and further examinations continue to play a crucial role in determining what truly happened in those final moments of the infant's life. For now, many questions remain unanswered. A family already surrounded by turmoil. The tragedy did not occur in isolation. Before and after the baby's death, Both Leida and Eric faced serious personal and legal challenges that added further tension to their lives. The couple's relationship had long been volatile, and previous incidents involving domestic disputes had already drawn law enforcement attention. These past conflicts only intensified the scrutiny surrounding the case. The public began examining every detail of their lives, searching for clues that might explain the heartbreaking event. But tragedies rarely provide easy explanations. Fans react with shock and anger. For longtime viewers of 90 Day Fiancé, the situation feels surreal. Reality television is supposed to entertain. It brings drama and conflict into living rooms around the world, but usually in a way that feels distant and temporary. This time, the story crossed a line into real-world heartbreak. Online communities that once discussed relationship drama are now filled with emotional messages mourning the infant's life. Some fans express anger. Others express sadness. Many simply ask the same haunting question: how could this happen? The human cost of reality fame. Reality television often turns ordinary people into public figures overnight. Fame can bring opportunities, but it can also amplify every mistake, every conflict, and every tragedy. For Leida Margaretha, the spotlight that once brought attention to her relationship now shines harshly on a deeply painful chapter of her life. Regardless of the investigation's final outcome, one truth remains undeniable: a child's life was lost far too soon. And that loss can never be undone. Waiting for the truth. As investigators continue their work, the world waits for clarity. Will criminal charges follow? Will new evidence reveal what truly happened? Or will the full story remain forever tangled in uncertainty? For now, the case remains open, and the memory of a 5-week-old baby girl continues to haunt everyone connected to the story. Because beyond the headlines, beyond the debates, and beyond the reality TV fame, there was a tiny life whose story ended far too early. And that is the tragedy no one can forget.